Hey, David Weigan here with John Keegan. We are talking reality today. Hey, John, I was listening the other day to Fox Sports, and I was listening to Colin Powell. What's his name?
Colin Powell's doing sports.
Not Colin Powell.
Wow.
The Herd, Colin, whatever his name is.
I don't want your shit.
I forgot the name. Some guy named Colin, right? He's really good. The name will come to me. And he was talking about, and it's so funny. I wrote an article, and I started writing an article that day about
Colin Kaepernick.
No, not Colin Kaepernick. Colin something, man. I forgot his name. It's blanking right now. It's been a long
guy who does sports. I mean, the main thing is that he's one of the hosts.
Right, he's the host. He did sports. His name is Colin. Everybody knows him. Colin, the guy that does sports. It's the Herd, with Colin, whatever the fuck his name is. He's
great. Talks about football. Like, let me just guess what he said. You can basically take any game, and he'll say the same exact thing about it for the last 50 years. Right?
No. This was really interesting, and this is something that I was really diving into, and I wanted to talk to everybody about the podcast. I call it the lack story that people have, right? The lack story, right? And it's a really interesting story that people have. He was talking about haters. There are a lot of people that hate the New England Patriots. They hate Tom Brady, right? And he was talking about how you can understand that if your team gets beaten by Tom Brady, it's not even your fucking team, because if we really realize it's not your team, when people say we lost on Sunday, well, I didn't see your fucking fat ass on the football field. I saw you were sitting eating Doritos on the couch. You weren't there calling the plays. And I love when people do Monday morning quarterback and they go, oh man, we should have thrown the ball. And that's I'd like to see your little fucking arm that has no triceps throwing a football on the field with a bunch of 300-pound maniacs coming at you. I'd love to see you go down there, right? So I love when people do it. And they talk and they go, God, I hate the Patriots and I hate Brady. And he said something that I've been saying for fucking years. You are watching and witnessing one of the greatest sports runs in the history of football. I've been talking about it in the podcast on and off for the last 10 days. I seem to always talk about it every single January in my articles and on the podcast and in YouTube, because we are watching history right now. We're watching the greatest football coach to ever coach football. We're watching the greatest quarterback to ever play the game of football. And you have people that hate him, because people in this country, in this world, they hate greatness. They hate greatness. You want to know why? On a much deeper thing, because they are living their lack story every single day. Anybody who hates greatness is not learning from greatness. It means that you don't believe you're ever going to have greatness. It means that you don't believe you're going to have success. It means that you don't believe you're going to be a great person. Now, take Tom Brady. None of us are going to have Tom Brady's career, because the fact is most of us don't have the arm. But you meet somebody who's rich. And how many of you have a neighbor that has more money than you? And you come home and you're angry and you say, like, oh, I can't believe the McDonald's. The McDonald's just got a pool. I fucking hate that guy. He's such an idiot. He's so pompous. It's so ridiculous. Blah, blah, blah. I don't understand how he could be making money. Well, instead of taking that attitude, because when somebody says that to me and somebody puts somebody else down, what they're telling me is that they don't have a belief system that they're actually going to make the money. Because if I was living next door to McDonald's and the McDonald's are making twice the money as me, I would go over and have a barbecue with the McDonald's, and I sit down with Mr. McDonald and I'd look at him and say, listen, Ronald McDonald, you motherfucker, how did you become so successful, man? I want to learn from you. I want to learn your secret. I want to learn what you're doing so that I can use it in my business. I can use it in my life to be able to make my life even greater. I don't have envy over anybody, because I don't lack abundance in my life. A lack story is people who don't believe in themselves, put other people down, and become a hater. And all that energy you take hating somebody, you can take admiring them and really learn from them and really grow from them and have abundance, because everybody is here to teach people. And there's so much money in this world. Everybody could be making more money if we just took out the anger and the hate. So it's a really interesting thing that people do. They talk about how much they don't like somebody because they're really fucking envious. And that to me shows an insecure person.
Wow. I mean, I'm not a big football guy, but I mean, my team, the Eagles, where I grew up, and that's, maybe the most prolific sports town in America. It's, it's just so, they're just so intense. So I'm definitely going to go against Brady on this one. You know that, right? But I'm not going to undermine his greatness. And I'm also just thinking about that in terms of general life outside of sports. So many people, I mean, you can even take it down into politics. People who vote for socialism, to me, are people who don't believe in themselves and they don't believe that they can ever do anything. So, but and you'll hear a lot of people just tear down people who are great at things, or people who are, oh, wouldn't it be nice? I wish, only if that could be, or he was born this way, and some people were born that way, but in general, it's always sort of like the reason they're not great is the other person had a leg up, and that's that, and
Right.
I'm just stuck in this position because because of the parents I had or where I'm from. The reality is the greatest people often come from out of nowhere. The greatest people often, and I don't mean like we all have to become like billionaires, that's even a goal, but really to define greatness in your own life, and to become great in your own life, you really do have a lot of letting go to do. We all do. Like, we have these stories, and what I've discovered in my own life and my own coaching practices is, there's only a little bit of building we need to do, and there's a lot of letting go we need to do. A lot of letting go of stories that don't serve us, stories about ourselves, about our parents, about society, about relationships, and it's a lot of letting go, constantly just letting it go. And building, that's important too. You have to build new skills. You have to build new ways of operating, new ways of thinking. Like, instead of operating from your neurotic brain, start learning to operate from your intuition or your instinct, and trust in yourself, trust in intuition, which is beyond your mind. Trust that you're receiving the right information. Trust in the universe, that it's guiding you, that it's there for you, that there's something more than you communicating with you all the time, and learning to listen instead of being blocked by fear, and trust in that, and let it guide you over and over and over again. And then you can let go of stories. I am not enough, I'm not tall enough, I'm not rich enough, I'm not this enough, I'm not that enough. And then you can really begin to be effective in your life. I always like that book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, because it was the first time in my life I ever thought of. You always just thought of success as one thing, like being rich, but success isn't being rich. Being effective in your life is being wealthy. Being effective with your friendships, with your love life, with your family life, with your career, with your passions and interests, with your health, with your wellness, being effective with your spirituality, being effective, um, and so we have to redefine what life is to us, or what life was. So we were given as a child. Some of us had maybe great parents that taught us how to be effective. A lot of people didn't, and we just carry around that. And in order to shed that, and not be a victim of your parents, or be a victim of society, and go around being an Uber victim, which is popular these days.
Not an Uber driver, right?
No, not an Uber. Uber
Right.
means like super victim, which is
Then again, John, some of those Uber drivers seem like victims anyway. They don't shut the fuck up, but that's another story, another
yeah,
day.
it's another deal. A lot of those guys took that job just, especially in LA. They just love to talk and ask if you're in the business or whatever.
Fuck, they drive
Yeah,
me nuts. Uber, not to go off topic here,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I
But
mean, I got to
I'm
tell
talking
you,
about
man, I get in an
Ubers.
Uber.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I love getting into a yellow cab in New York. It stinks like fucking curry. The guy
yeah,
barely speaks English, right? He drives like a
yeah,
fucking maniac. Gets me to my destination. I don't have to talk to him. I can talk on the phone.
yeah.
I
He's
can
on the
text.
phone the
I can
whole
do
time.
whatever I want. I can read.
Yeah,
I can read things. You get in an Uber, and it's like, so how's it going today? And I'm like, oh, great. I've been to the airport like five. Who the fuck cares? Shut the fuck up.
yeah. Like the guy took the job to make fucking friends, or it's like
Yes.
you know what I mean? It's like, come on, man. But I understand. And
It
that,
should have been called Friender. I mean,
yeah,
that's what it really is.
yeah,
It's like, hi, I'm your friendly Uber driver, and I'm here to be
yeah.
your buddy.
I hate when they start giving you their political opinions and shit too. That's the worst. Yeah.
It is. And look, I've met
Yeah.
some interesting Uber drivers, and you and I are social people, but there's
Yeah.
just sometimes at 6 o'clock in the morning on the ride to the airport, you barely fucking slept. You just don't want to hear chatty fucking Kathy talking your ear off in the Uber in the back. You need some water?
Hey, that's a good business idea. We could start a Uber-like company that's called We won't shut the fuck up, or something like, here's an Uber. You can take Uber without having to talk to the driver. That could be the main selling point. He
Oh my
doesn't
God,
talk.
yeah, exactly. 10 minutes to the airport and silence.
Yeah, yeah,
You
do your
know,
own thing.
it's
Yeah,
like our drivers don't say a word, and they don't smell like curry. And it's like, and they don't stink. That's another thing too. You ever get into a fucking cab and the guy like reeks of cigarette smoke? And like you
yeah.
walk in there and you're like, whoa, what
But
the
David,
fuck?
David,
Yeah.
were you being politically incorrect?
No, I
Wait,
wasn't being
wait,
politically
I mean,
incorrect,
come
man.
on, man. When you said curry, I mean, that's politically incorrect. You can't say that shit.
Look, I'm sorry, but a lot of the Pakistani and Afghanistan guys eat this fucking ridiculous curry, and a lot of them are New York City cab drivers. Did I say that I don't like their country? No, I do like their country. Did I say I don't like their people? I do like their people.
Why would you like Pakistan?
But I've never been to Pakistan, but the people have been very nice. I mean, I've met some
Okay.
cool Pakistani, cool Afghanistanis.
Mhm.
But when you walk into a cab, and this is about a business, right? And this, if you think about what we started really talking about as well, too, is that your business represents who you are. You don't walk into your business. Imagine, okay, here you are. This is your business. This is your cab. You don't walk into a cab full of fucking curry. It's like it smells bad. You got to
I
learn
mean,
that some people
let's
don't
be
like the
honest.
smell of that. Some people don't
There's
like the
often
smell of cigarettes, right?
there's often a lot of body odor in there as well.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah, they
but I'm
say
not attributing it to a Pakistani guy specifically.
no, but I mean, I'm just
But
stating
there
what New
is,
York
but
City
at
cab
the
drivers. Yeah,
same time, there is a lot of Pakistani drivers.
there is, and a lot of drivers have a lot of bad body odor. I mean, I was in Paris one time.
Yeah.
And the guy picked me up from the airport, and everybody makes fun of Paris people, French people not wearing, antiperspirants. And I got in. It was stereotypical. Here's the French guy, first time from France. I'm all excited, and I walk into a fucking cab that stinks like a gym locker. I mean, it it's
Yeah.
just,
And
but
then it's on you. The stink like gets in your clothes, gets up your
oh
nose,
yeah.
and then you go to the next thing, and somehow it's like all you can fucking smell is that body odor everywhere. It really gets in there.
Oh, it's all over you. I remember one time I went to Tokyo 7, that used clothing store on like 9th Street that you and I have gone to
Yeah,
once or twice. I
yeah.
bought this like really cool black sweater, and it stunk like armpit and cologne. So I figured, I smelt it, and I looked at the Japanese guy standing there, barely speaks English. And I said, look, it stinks. Can I have a discount? He goes, no, 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 no. We've already discounted it, right? Blah, blah, blah. He goes, don't worry. Take it to the dry cleaners. It'll be fine. So I
Why
take
didn't
it to
they
the
dry clean it?
right? Yeah, exactly. So I take it to the dry cleaners, and I'm so excited to go pick it up, and I smell it, and it still has the cologne, still has the stink all over it. So I look at the dry cleaner and I go, "What are we doing?" He looks at me. He goes, "I don't know." He goes, "You should wear deodorant." And I go, "No, no, this isn't me. I bought it this way." And he looks at me. He goes, "Why would you buy something that smells like armpit?" You
Wow,
know, I
it
mean,
was permanently stank, huh?
perma
Wow,
stink, but it comes
why
down to
did
what
you buy that? Yeah,
I don't know, because it was a good deal. So it comes down to what we were talking about. People who live in lack don't understand that we went off on a tangent on the Uber drivers and cab drivers smelling. But if you think about it,
their lack of deodorant.
well, no, it's not. It's their lack of deodorant, but it's their lack of social consciousness to realize that you're building a business. I don't care if you came to this country and the job is, I mean, driving a cab was glorified in the 60s, in New York. That was like a cool, remember the movie Taxi Driver and everything else? And driving a cab in
Yeah,
the 60s was like a cool experience. And bartending was the experience. It was always some type of job that you came to and you got in this country. And somebody told me a long, long time ago, whatever job you're doing, if you come to another country and you're doing that job, you're building your brand. You got to be
wear
aware of
deodorant.
your customers and your clients and the way you smell and the way you present yourself. And it's like almost like they just don't give a fuck. And you can feel their lack or they feel their anger and they feel their lack that they don't believe they're going to be successful. And I met a cool Uber driver that's kept in touch with me. He built a fucking business and he did his business went public, and he was an Uber driver from a couple of years ago, you know,
Wow.
and
Yeah.
there's
There's
interesting
a
people.
lot. Well, I mean, Uber's like Airbnb. There's a lot of cool people driving it.
Oh,
Yeah,
tons.
lots of cool people. We're just telling you, just keep your mouth shut. What now? No, I mean, David's saying you guys can talk to me. But
Yeah.
anyway, so what? Weren't we talking about lack?
Yeah, we were talking about lack, but we went off on a tangent. Sometimes look, John, it's the weekend, man. We went off on a fucking tangent, and that's what the weekends are all
I
about.
thought it was, I had a good time, man.
I enjoyed it.
I think everybody got the point. Like,
I don't think we need to wrap it up with a point. I think we can just leave it hanging in the air. I think.
Yeah, the point is, and if you're going to use deodorant, and let me tell you, this is very important. This may be the most important thing you ever hear.
Oh, this is the reality, the type of deodorant to use, because we use the same deodorant, right? So go ahead, tell them that. Yeah, that's right. Plug that deodorant, man.
Yeah. The main thing is you don't want to have aluminum in your deodorant. It is poisonous to your body, to your brain. If for women, it could cause breast cancer. Aluminum. All people with Alzheimer's have been found to have aluminum in their brain. So aluminum, but it also clogs your armpit. What aluminum does is antiperspirant is aluminum, and it clogs the pores so you can't sweat. That's how you get toxins out of your body. So now you're trapping all this poison in your body, plus you're adding in heavy metal poisoning of aluminum into your fucking body and your brain, and so it's really destructive. So
most people don't stink like a New York City cab driver, so you don't really need the most potent deodorant in the world, because when you use the natural deodorants, it takes a while for your body to get used to it.
Yeah, you will stink like a New York City cab driver for about a week.
Right, for a week, exactly. For a week, you start to stink like a New York City cab driver, but then all of a sudden, your body starts getting used to it, because if you really think about it, you don't really stink. Most people do not stink if you eat a clean diet.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing. If you're eating a shitty diet, you're going to stink. And that's basically nature telling you you're an unhealthy motherfucker. Like, you got to eat pure, clean food. Like, you stink because you eat like shit. That's why you smell like shit. So, right?
It goes back to the curry once again.
Yeah, but also
we brought it back to the curry all over again. The curry fucking finally comes back and makes a 360-degree turn.
And also, so one of the, if you wear unnatural fibers like polyester, you're gonna stink because you can't fucking breathe. So wear cotton, hemp, whatever, something like that. But also, we like Primal Pit Paste. That's a really good one, right?
Yeah, go check it out, man. You can get it on Amazon. We don't get paid for it, but Primal Pit Paste is great. For about $8, it lasts about 9 months. It's like the greatest. It's amazing. Like endless. And not only that, what's great about Primal Pit Paste is that it doesn't pull your underarm hairs out, so you don't see like this beard growing on the fucking like on the thing, that like waxy fucking. It's like a giant chapstick, but there must be something in it that doesn't allow your armpit hairs to stick to it.
When you have like a girl come over,
and
she said, and you got.
Can I use your deodorant? Sure. Right, and then she's picking the hairs off with the tweezer.
It looks like it has an afro or something.
Yes. That's what it really looks like. It looks like ass hair. I mean,
it really does. It's disgusting. It's almost like if she still dates you after that, she really likes you.
Oh yeah, that's true love. When you know, true love is when you know that she'll go for it. She'll go, wait, let me fix this for you, and she'll take like a piece of tissue and she'll start picking off the hairs.
It's disgusting.
It's so gross.
Well, Primal Pit Paste doesn't do that. It doesn't. You're right. It does not collect those hairs. That's great.
It doesn't. It doesn't collect those hairs at all. Anyway,
all right.
We've given you some valuable lessons.
Very valuable.
We'll see you again. We'll see you. We'll bring John again back on next week. Okay. Enjoy your weekend.
Come on back soon for more self-help that doesn't suck.